On the 26th of June, 1969, the Soviet Union shocked the world by landing the first man on the moon, beating the Americans' Apollo 11 by 24 days. In the years that follow, both nations compete in an escalating space race to establish strategic dominance on the moon and beyond. Among the American heroes at NASA are Tracy and Gordo Stevens, two married astronauts who struggle to balance their fame and family life. Meanwhile, their teenage son Danny faces the memory of a lost friend and the pressures of leading a normal life in an extraordinary family.
You've reached Stevens. We're unable to come to the phone right now, but we'll call you back as soon as we can. Oh, and if you're from the press or the Tracy Stevens fan club, hang up and call NASA Public Relations. Thanks.
Hey, boys. It's Dad. Listen, I forgot to tell you I have an event out of state tomorrow. So I'm on my way to Ellington right now, which means y'all are gonna have to hold down the fort till Monday. But you know the drill. The hotel number is on the fridge. The fire extinguisher, it's in the garage. But, you know, if it's an emergency, just dial 911. Or Karen. You can always call Karen. Oh yeah, Danny, Lisa left something for you this morning. It should be there on the table for you. I think that's it. All right.
Hey there, beautiful. Welcome to Lisa Martinelli's mixtape, Spring Break Edition. Right now, you're probably sitting on a beach somewhere looking gorgeous, and hopefully missing me as much as I miss you. If that's the case, you're in luck. Because what you hold in your hands right now is all of our greatest hits. From our first dance, to our first date, to... well, I won't give it all away. Just sit back, close your eyes, and enjoy this little trip down memory lane. The date is September 15th, 1979. The place, the Lakewood High Gym. It was homecoming, and you were wearing this blue and white flower Mark Graber had given you. It was date that night, but I didn't care. You looked so incredible, I couldn't stop staring at you. So, when the song came on, I asked you to dance. Needless to say, it was the best decision I ever made. Even if Mark still hasn't forgiven me. The next day, I asked you Every time I hear this song, I think about that night. So flash forward 1 week. It's Friday night. I had to kiss you, and the rest, as you know, is history. So, back at like 2 in the morning, I pulled into your driveway and I told you that I loved you. Lucky for me, you said you loved me too. Okay, so I have a confession to make. The night it wasn't when I fell in love with you. It was just when I finally got the balls to say it. The truth is, and I'm sure you don't even remember this, but when we were kids, you mailed me a letter. It was right after Shane Baldwin died, and I was in a really bad place. My dad had taken me camping for the weekend to help me get my mind off of everything. And when we got back, there it was. This handwritten note in purple marker. You didn't really know me at all. You wrote me this sweet note about how sorry you were and that you were around if I ever needed to talk. I still have that letter. It was exactly what I needed in what was probably the worst period of my life. That's when I fell in love with you. Funny, right? I guess some things are just fate.
Hey, Danny. It's Lise. I was just calling to see if you got the package I left. Your dad said he'd give it to you. Hey, Danny. It's Lise. I was just calling to see if you got the package I left. Your dad said he'd give it to you, so I'm sure you got it. I just wanted to check, I guess. Anyway, just call me back when you get this, okay? Bye.
Hey, boys, it's me again. I just realized I forgot the pizza money. So if you run out of groceries, should be some leftover Chinese in the fridge. Now, I don't know how old it is, so make sure you give it a whiff before you nuke it. Otherwise, just go to the outpost, put dinner on my tab, or breakfast, or just whatever you need. All right. Call you later. Bye.
Hey, Danny.
I couldn't.
More details have been released tonight on the daring U.S. military raid that brought a swift end to the hostage crisis in Iran, one that had captivated the nation and the world for the last 3 months. The raid, authorized by the president, was executed. We now take you to live coverage of the launch of Space Shuttle Atlantis from Cape Kennedy, Florida, with our science reporter, Angela Williams.
Thank you, Roger. It is quite an atmosphere of anticipation down here. This will be the maiden voyage of Atlantis after undergoing 6 months of rigorous preparations for today. 3 of the astronauts on board are slated to replace Skylab's current crew, who will then be brought back to Earth when Atlantis returns. Now, while this launch marks astronaut Mike Banks' first trip to it is the 3rd tour for Mission Commander Tracy Stevens. Ms. Stevens first caught the world's attention for her heroic rescue of a fellow astronaut during the Apollo 25 crisis, and has since had to balance her busy training schedule with the demands of her growing celebrity, including frequent guest appearances on television and radio programs. And now, along with astronauts Banks and Morgan, Ms. Stevens will be spending 3 months aboard Skylab, performing various scientific experiments and conducting solar observations. Oh, all right, I've just been told that we are down to the final seconds of the count as we listen in to launch control at Kennedy Space Center here in Cape Canaveral, Florida.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 6. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff of the Space Shuttle Atlantis, and it has cleared the tower.
And there you have it. American astronauts Tracy Stevens, Mike Banks, and Juliet Morgan are on their way to Skylab. What a beautiful sight. Back to you, Roger.
In a landmark ruling today, Congress passed into law an amendment to the
Well, what do you think? This?
Hey Dee, it's Kelly. Is there any way you could give me a ride to practice tonight? My dad's at the Cape and my mom has the car. If you're busy, no worries. Just thought I'd check. Let me know. Thanks, dude. Bye.
Hello, this message is for Gordo Stevens. Hey, it's Bob Puckett with Stern Industries. Listen, I've got some bad news. It turns out the Senate our budget this year to have 2 keynote speakers, but definitely look out for a call from us next year, all right? All right, take care, Gordo. Bye-bye.
Oh, and if you're from the press or the Tracy Stevens fan club, hang up and call NASA Public Relations. Thanks.
Hey, Dan. It's Dad. I'm in Wichita, I think. I don't know. All these towns kind of blend into each other after a while. With Lisa. Look, I know I know you'd probably rather talk to your mother about this. I thought the world began and ended with their smiles. But, the truth is, I didn't know what perfect was till I met your mother. And when I saw her standing there on that runway, all I could think was, thank God, thank God none of those high school girls worked out. Because when you meet the right person, you realize that every wrong turn you ever made in your life, they were all leading you straight to the right girl. It's hard to explain, but that pain you feel in your chest right now, that's going to become part of the love you feel for her someday. Whoever she is. And she'll be damn lucky to have you, son. She will. I was thinking, now maybe we should go camping at Big Bend this weekend. Just me and you, like old times. Might help you get your mind off all this. All right, well, I'll see you when I get home.